Alright, welcome to another Let's Try. This is something I've been a bit interested in. So this is Stellar Blade. This game has been out for at least a year, right? On PlayStation 5. And it is kind of like an adventure, bit of hack and slash in the Bayonetta-ish type of gameplay. From what I've seen. And the demo just dropped, so I'm gonna have a look at this one. So this is supposed to be released in 12th of June 2025. But I don't think there's gonna be delays, so you know, and I'm trying to get this video up before 12th or around 12th of June. So what is the description here is: save humanity from extinction in post-apocalyptic action-adventure Stellar Blade. Experience blistering combat and a twisting storyline as you unravel the mysteries of Earth's downfall. And the tags are action, female protagonist. I don't know why they are putting that one in, but apparently there is sexy content. you know, it's kind of ridiculous. You don't know what word to say on YouTube that might just shadow ban your video or anything. So yeah, and 3D. Those are the tags, and the price is 70 euros. I think this is a fairly long game, and if you're into this type of game, and it's great to have a demo to try it, to see if it fits your liking, everything. I see people screaming it's too high. It is on the high side. I would have definitely think that would be more nice with a standard price tag of around the 50 to 60 euros for big games. Like this is a decently big game, not like the top tier GTA type of or Rockstar Studio game, but it is a pretty high end game, I feel like. So, you know, 50, 60 would have been sweet spot for me. But if you really like this game, you like the demo, 70 is not too crazy, and I think it is a decently sized single player game. Alright, so I'm gonna be jumping into the game soon, but first I'm gonna check the settings. You can use the time stamps down below to skip that. There we go. So you have some gameplay settings. You can have hints on, tutorials on or off, blah blah blah. Okay, show records, displays. I have this on, but it didn't work. Yeah, this did not work for me. I couldn't skip cutscenes, so I turned this one on just for quick accessibility when I'm gonna roam around. The default is off. You can change the ponytail. Right, controller settings, view and set controls. Well, you can view left button, right button. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you can see here that this is gonna be input heavy game. It's nice. You can remap and you can do lots of things. I'm just gonna go with the default settings. Yeah, I'm not a fan of games that just has tons of button combination and just cram as much crap into the game as they can. I think in many ways you can optimize it better. But we'll see how is this gonna work out. Sometimes if you're really smart, you can make it work really good. But remapping seems to be in the game, or in the demo at least. Let me just do this. Right, hopefully you should also be able to watch this if you have an HDR monitor here. YouTube might take very long time to process sometimes, so it might not be HDR depending on when this video goes live. Alright, but it seems like you have all the good remapping, really nice. Ton of remapping and a trigger and stuff here. I think this game supports, you know, the native dual shock controllers here. As you can see with the adaptive triggers, I'm just gonna using a Gamesir T4 Kaleid, and it's running in just normal Xbox mode, nothing else like that, and we're just gonna go with default settings to see. You also have, you know, remapping and stuff that you can tweak here. Sound departments, I'm using headphone mix, but you have speaker mix if you want that. I'm going with it with, you know, good audio oomph here. Everything cranks to the max. Again, I like when you have a master volume dialed down to maybe 70 when you start, so you can boost or lower or anything. But this is top tier so far setting wise, as long as the settings works. Mute on focus loss, I like that you can, you know, turn on or off this, so if you tab in or out of the game, you can decide if you want the audio to be muted or not. Display settings here, window mode, and you have full screen should be exclusive, I'm guessing, and you have borderless and window mode. They're real nice. And I'm running 1440p. We have VSync on because I like VSync on if I can hit my target frame rate. And you don't have you can't really set like an arbitrary FPS, like you have these fixed numbers. Should be good enough for most people. Maybe something between here could be nice, but mostly good enough, and you can limit FPS with external tools and use unlimited. You can force some aspect ratio. I prefer games like this in 16:9, so I, you know, just, you know, I don't know if it's gonna work good with these types, if it might be cropping vertically or just expanding horizontally. Hopefully it is just expanding horizontally. HUD settings here, okay, that's nice, but you can tweak it. And you have HDR on or off here, that's nice, seems to be working great here in window mode, and you can tweak it. I was thinking of, you know, like maybe like the brightness up a little bit. This maybe could give more of an HDR oomph, but we're gonna start with the default settings. So me, this is, you know, you should tweak this to your own liking. I turn down the UA brightness, you know, because I don't need a UI to pop. This is great for OLED screens, that you can turn down the UI brightness, so it doesn't just burn 100, you know, with like 800,000 nits the UI every time it's visible. So good settings, so just top tier. Nice that you can turn off motion blur and camera shake, film grain, chromatic aberration. I read on the Steam forums that apparently it seems that might not work 100% yet, but hey, it's in the menu and hopefully they will fix it if it's not working. Graphic settings, you have preset, but it defaulted to 4K very high settings by default for me. And it's support for Nvidia and AMD here for resolution scaling. I think there are some hints about XCS, but maybe not 100% working yet. Obviously I'm going to be using DLSS. Render scaling, some people have said that this is not working, so I don't know. Again, I'm gonna use a DLSS, so then I'm gonna be using this thing here, and it's nice you have support for DLAA. I don't know if this supports the latest transformer model. I'm just gonna go with the default for the game so far, and we'll see how that looks. But yeah, you may be able to force a better DLSS mode if you're using the Nvidia app or something like that, or maybe they can add it later on. But I'm going for quality because I think that's really nice, but I could probably run this with DLAA on my graphics card. Yeah, at least the intro scene. This is nice, this is on by default when you choose DLSS, reflex, low latency. You can see here that you have a lots of good frame generation for FSR3, and I also, you know, you have the Nvidia's all the way up to multi frame generation. I'm going without frame generation, and you have lots of different things that you can tweak here. This is the highest settings at the moment in 1440p. Like that you can turn off depth of field. Again, if it's working, I've heard of some mention that chromatic aberration was on, even though turned off in the settings. But settings wise, it is top notch so far. I want to just point off one thing. You can see in the bottom corner, it is saying that I'm pretty much pushing, you know, the recommended limit here. It looks like. You It feels like the game is telling me that I'm using a little bit too much VRAM here, but we're gonna see how that is going. Let's see, I was thinking, where do we have it? I want to show something. My name. Alright, I think it's the... yeah, okay. This one. You have up to 4K. I'm turning this down to very high because I can't tell a difference. But if I were to look... you know, let's start with the high texture settings. We can, when we start the game, we can just toggle this one to see if we can spot the difference. But this is what the games is telling me with the expected VRAM things, that hey, I should be fine if I, you know, use this much VRAM. This is, you know, the setting. People have said this looks really bad, this looks okay. So we can toggle these ones when we get into game to see how much of a visual impact this has. But this, you know, everything except for VRAM, the texture here is on the highest settings. So you need, if you want to go for 4K textures in 1440p, you're gonna need at least 16 gig of VRAM or so. You know, if you want to play in 4K, it's probably also a good idea if you have 16 gigs of VRAM. For 1080p and 1440p, you should be fine, but you might have to turn the VRAM, you know, the texture quality down a little bit. Subtitle settings, lots of nice language here. Just gonna go with default voice language. That's quite a lot of them. I don't know what, you know, I'm gonna go with English because I don't know how the voice acting and everything has been done, if it is better in different languages. Nice that you can turn, you know, this one on or off. Also nice that you have little pictures showing what it does there. Let me go back here. I want to see something. Right, so you have a little bit of a description. It would be nice if you could have like a picture showing the difference. Yeah, but you have description telling you a little bit. Right. You can turn a HUD on or off, the size, HUD background. Right. And accessibility settings. Okay, that's... Thank you. That's interesting. It only applies. It doesn't let you disable it. This is only applying everything. That is very interesting. Okay. So now we have to turn down this, unfortunately. That's not good. You should be able to toggle it on or off these settings. Alright, like this. Alright. Alright, colorblind. So far. Okay, so you can turn off QuickTime events if you don't like them. That's nice, for sure. I mean, okay. Alright, you can disable that. That's also... There's a lot of good settings. Like, if the settings work as intended, it is, you know, top-notch. But let me also go quickly through here to see that that the settings are enabled. Right. Yo, let's just go through this. So hopefully every settings gets applied. Let me go down. Let's just... There we go. So, settings wise, this is top notch. If the settings are working, there you have everything you should possibly need. So let's go in to new game. You have normal or story mode. Apparently there is a hard mode that is not unlocked until you finish the games, I think someone mentioned. A bit of unfortunate. I think that I agree with the person that said, hey, give me access to hard mode from the get-go. But I would only go for normal myself, so it's not a problem for me, but for others that might want more of an challenging experience, it's a little bit of a missed opportunity.
Transmitting final briefing. As of now, Airborne Squad 7 will exterminate the Alpha Nativas occupying District 3. Their objective is the capture or dispatchment of the Elder Nativa. Pods entering atmosphere.
1 minute until threshold is reached. The threshold has been surpassed. Activating shield. Code red. Code red. All available drop pods will be ejected according to Protocol C-32.
No!
Quite loud audio. Might have to turn down the audio soon. So I've seen this demo intro before, so...
Removing physical shield. Opening hatch.
The hatch. Come on. Come on!
And I remember reaction to this scene here when the game launched on PlayStation 5.
Taki!
Eve, are you alright? This place is dangerous. Take my hand.
That is a gorgeous visually scene here. I really love the color gradings, the vibrant. It looks really nice here in HDR.
This way to the room.
Right, I'm gonna turn down the audio a little bit. I would like to keep it really, you know, loud, but it's a lot of dynamic audio here. I do know that you can. Oops.
You take the left.
Oops.
I'll take care of this side.
Like here, you can remove this armor, but I want to keep the armor on. I think this looks nicer than without it. So, but I do know about that. Right, I saw someone on Steam mentioning that they didn't know how to exit the game. So you press the start button and you go to exit. Here you can exit to main menu or exit game. Alright. Right. Hopefully audio levels are a little bit more balanced. Let me... let me turn down this a little bit, the effects volume. Alright, I don't have a controller speaker, so we can turn that one off. Volume. Blah blah blah. Okay. Music and voice. We probably want... Here we go. Voices to be really good and loud. Effects. Let's try this one. Alright. But yeah, it's just... With these HDR settings and everything... Woo! Really nice. Stunningly looking. And the animation here...
I see you still have your combat senses. Great.
All right.
Coordinates? The rendezvous point is at 2 o'clock. 400 meters in front of us.
Okay, so I did mention this, right? You can see the VRAM is... it's not a problem here. But the game is telling me that the VRAM is going to spike pretty high. So I just wanted to see... Because this could have one of the bigger impacts on the look. How is this going to look? If we turn it to low... So this is low textures. Did it get applied? It didn't look like it got applied. Okay. That's low textures. Interesting. Okay. This is game application 6.86. So going from low to the very high, that's 800 mega of that, and going from that is right, and this is the highest quality textures, the 4K ones. It's not people said that the low textures were super ugly. I don't see that as a big problem. Let's... Not that. People are too dramatic. It's a big difference for sure, but definitely these ones looks a bit blurry, but it's not like... I don't know. Yeah, that one is definitely quite ugly. I still think I could play it with a low texture quality. Yeah, alright. Let's go for... What the game is recommending me to go with a 12 gig of available VRAM. I want my characters to look the best, so I want that very high, so I don't want to touch that one. But yeah, the game is telling me this is what I should be going for. Yeah. This looks really crisp. If you look at MSI Afterburner here, you can see that it's only using 7.5 gig of VRAM. With OBS recording, this is 1440p DLSS quality mode. No frame generation in HDR. But the game might wanna, you know, it could start allocating more VRAM. So let's keep MSI Afterburner going. But on a Ryzen, AMD Ryzen 9600X, and with an RTX 5070 here, I have no problem getting stable 120 frames. With DLSS quality, I could use DLSS on DLAA, but I might drop a frame. You know, we could start dropping a few frames.
That was close. Come here. Careful with your jump.
Alright. That looks a little bit blurry. Let me try this. We are soon going to just be focusing on the gameplay. This is just tweaking the beginning here. I want to see what happens if we do... No. Yeah, okay. There we see. That's the difference there. Right? Right, you can see that one. How big of a difference? I'm sorry, I really want to maximize this for your viewing experience and for my... How is this going to look? Okay, that looks fine. Not a huge difference. Okay, let's see. Okay, wow, okay, that is a big difference. You can see that on this little thing that I'm just climbing here. That actually is quite blurry. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm gonna do something that's probably stupid. Okay. First off, we're gonna see 4K. There we go. Right, it looks crisp, it looks clean. Let's now look at this one. Is there a visual difference for me going to very high settings? Alright, quite a VRAM hungry game this, it looks like. Let's go to very high. So the difference is a couple of gigabytes according to the estimate there. Alright, but can we spot the difference? In 1440p, I can't really tell a difference here. Alright, so let's go with very high and see if the game is gonna start having problems with the VRAM. So now we're just gonna focus on gameplay. Jiggle jiggle. Alright. I'm gonna be keeping MSI Afterburner up a little bit.
It's an underestimate t-bone. I'll handle this one. Watch out! There's more!
Alright.
Let's go.
Alright.
Are you alright, Eve?
My body frame.
Take this. It's first aid.
Right. So far it seems accessible gameplay. Okay, I'm sorry for this. I want to try one thing here before we continue on. I want to tweak my... this. I want to see if how this is gonna look for me. Oh.
There's more of them.
I don't know. Maybe better, maybe not.
Follow me!
Okay, it doesn't seem like...
Let's get out of here before more of them show up. Eve, follow me!
Right, let me just... Let me just switch back settings. I don't know. it might be looking maybe a tiny bit better with more brightness and that. But
This
this
Watch out for Gardner's interception.
this looks really good though, so I probably don't need to tweak the HDR settings.
Don't stop. Keep moving, Eve.
So I was trying to let me pause quickly. I was trying when I was fighting, because I've read this on the Steam forum. You press your right stick, right, to target, and then you're supposed to be able to swap the one you're targeting. And yeah, it doesn't seem to work. I don't seem like I can. Attacking guard, yeah, it doesn't seem like I can swap characters when I can lock on to enemies, but doesn't seem like I can swap the type of enemy I'm locked on to.
That was close. This isn't looking good. Let's go.
Is that an Alpha Nativa?
Let's join them.
Right, here you have chromatic aberration on again.
My God.
No! The squad's life signs. We're the only two left.
Eve, pull yourself together.
I'd gotta say, I love this art style and everything they're going for in this game so far.
Listen to me.
Visually,
We
very
haven't completed our
very
mission.
good looking game.
Now it's just up to us to see this mission through.
Gameplay, it's too early to say.
Understand?
Like the voice acting, animations here seems very nice and fluid. The performance, you know, with the computer I have is so smooth and good.
Eve, are you ready?
The audio is good, but it's not blowing my mind. Right. Okay, it's annoying that I have to tap every time I want to get up. Right. Okay. Right, so the blocking, I need to get like used to this. This is not, you know, my main type of game, so I need to like learn stuff. So it seems like the blocking doesn't happen until your strike is done. And I'm used to playing games that like when you press block, it cancels your attack animations. This game does not. It will do the attack animation, then block. So I'm missing a lot of blocking here, because I'm guess I'm maybe more in the Bayonetta mode, where you know you mash buttons more heavily. Oh wow, I'm gonna die here. That's unfortunate. Okay. Okay, just barely made it. That's fine. Again, I'm trying to get used to how
It wasn't an alpha.
the blocking
But it
there.
was a strong one. You fought well. Even
It's-
better than during training.
You were all together. But then...
It's definitely easy here on the normal
The
difficulty
damage to
so
the body
far.
frame is serious. We have to find the supply camp.
I'm not that impressed of the audio. Like, I like the music, but the attacks and everything, I don't
Wait,
know.
Eve. I hear something.
Like, it,
Eve!
I don't know, something is missing. And again, I'm using my Sennheiser HD6XX, which is a decent sounding headphone.
Eve! Are you alright?
And yeah, there's something missing with like epic oomph. There's not a lot of like low-end thumb or... yeah, something in the audio could be more epic. But I do like the music style. I like the music. Like the direction it's going for. Right, so I've seen this, so you know. It's not gonna be any dramatic reaction here to what's gonna happen.
Here, friend. It's me you want.
No!
Eve! Get out of here!
Archie! Quite the introduction to the game. So you can see, I want to point that one out, like in my top left corner, right? I have my afterburner statistic there. And I am, according to the game, I am pushing the VRAM limit, just like with 500 megs over what they recommend. And we were up to 10.5 gigabyte of used VRAM here in 440p with very high texture quality. So if the game keeps loading more textures, it's running great now, but if you play this for maybe like an hour or two, it could be that the game loads more textures in your VRAM and you could get drops in
It's quiet.
performance. It's possible.
Still, make sure to stay cautious.
Yeah,
That's where the Alpha and AT is.
you really want very high textures. I feel like that those are like really going down to high. It's not terrible, but it is a noticeable difference in certain things. But 4K textures, I can't really tell personally a difference, especially not playing in 1440p. So.
Now, get ready. I'll be supporting with the drone.
But yeah, I feel like VRAM might be the biggest maybe the biggest performance problem here. Otherwise than that, you know, everything maxed out, looks beautiful, runs
So
great.
this must be 8 or 7.
And I'm sure
Yes.
that, you know,
This was
with
the
frame
final
generation,
battlefield of civilization.
you can get high frame rate
It
going.
was also known as a truly colossal city.
It's a great technically, I
Something's
feel
falling
like,
from the sky. A strange
with all of
sensation.
the different settings you have to tweak.
This must be Earth's rain.
We can
Yeah.
admire the scenery later. We have a job to do here. The terrain data's changed recently.
Right. Yeah, we are up to 10.5 gigs of VRAM used here. You know what? And 80% GPU utilization here. I'm gonna keep the GPU and everything performance stats running here, so you can see it. But it doesn't. I don't think performance would be a problem for me in this game.
Falling debris. Be careful, Lee.
Great soundtrack. Yeah, so far the biggest thing has been that I felt this was something with...
Something is coming.
It's a crustacean type. They're common.
Alright, okay. Oh!
Alright. Area is clear.
Right, I have auto loot on, so that's nice. Yeah, the biggest problem is that when we are fighting, I don't think it doesn't have the epic oomph that I might be
This is the legion that was killed in the final war.
that I would like. Right. Nice. Location Rora. Right. I think I've seen this.
It's a security code. A type of entry permit.
I would like to be able to turn off the raindrops on like the screen effect. Not my liking. I think you can see the code right if you go...
Try entering the code.
Yeah. Can you see the code? Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. Since I've already found a hint, we can do that, okay? Wow. I would, you know, it would be more nice if you could just have the hint on screen. Yeah.
It worked.
Okay, oops. Because I guess... Yeah. Right, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you could have just probably gonna go... Yeah, you could have gone in here. And you could have seen it from here if you wanted to. But it would be nice if you could have it on the screen. Just constantly. Or have it automatically be entered. But the hint thing there works fine. Alright, it's open.
Buildings are collapsing.
It's because of the city's unstable terrain. You'll get used to it soon.
I also saw someone mentioning that they would like an FOV slider, and I agree. Okay. It would be nice to have an FOV slider. Okay. Okay, so X goes down and A goes up. Swimming seems fairly good so far. Oh, it's secrets, I guess. Yeah, I like the auto loot that I have on. I don't know if there is limited amount of... It didn't look like we had problems with like air that you had like could swim for infinite time, being swimming underneath or diving without having to worry about that. It didn't seem like you had to worry about holding your like breath when you're swimming. Still, I don't know how to swap.
Legion camp in a place like this?
It doesn't seem like I can swap between the target the enemy there. Camps are places where you can save. Okay, so you have manual saving here, right? You can activate by obtaining. Okay, so you need to find coins to activate save points. Right. Right, so you have to activate it first. Then it saves. Right. Then you can use the shop. Right, so... Oh, shock grenade? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have to buy an item to be able to reset your skill tree. Interesting. Alright, I can't really afford anything here, so... And let's try the healing thing here. Right, nice and cozy. Alright, we get a flashback here, okay.
What's wrong?
It's nothing.
From here on, you have to stay alert, Eve.
Alright. Everything is respawn. Switching. Right, and enemies respawn.
Are you sure you don't want to do any upgrades?
I couldn't upgrade. Wait, what? Do I have to use the shop? Huh? Okay, so how do we... Resting. I did... I'm sorry, I don't see how to upgrade. Wait, what? Skill set? Oops. So that's the shop? Oh my god. Wait, what? And that's weird. Skill setting shop. That didn't... Okay, that didn't pop for me. Okay. That's weird. Press right trigger to change the survival tree. Select the Select perfect dodge with... Right. Okay, so the game or the demo here is telling me that I have to learn. Okay. But if I didn't... Wait, what? Yes. Okay, so... Right. So... You have to learn this. Alright, and then you can get... Right. Right, and this is like upgrades for that one. Attack upgrades, alright. Survival upgrades. Alright, well, let's continue now. Okay, well that didn't go well, so I'm gonna go and heal. Okay, so perfect dodge isn't as perfect. You have to pretty much... I was waiting a little bit too long for dodging. You can pretty much dodge earlier than I was expecting for the perfect dodge thing to work out there. Yeah, a lot more earlier. Right. There we go. Yeah, you dodge earlier than you think.
It's one of the Legion's old supply boxes.
Do you think there's anything useful?
Press to use the current select position. Press to select desired. Press hold. Okay. Okay.
Well, it's Legion, so compatibility shouldn't be an issue. Make sure to take everything.
If you hold it down. Okay. Highly constant instantly restores HP. Continuously restores HP. It's a lot of HP. Okay. Right.
Eve, be careful. You see the rapids below. If you fall, it's over.
Rotate. What? Oh, do I have to... Okay. Oh, okay. I was thinking you was gonna do a full... Okay, nope. Oh. Oh, there we go. Alright, nice. Balance. Okay, lots of things to learn here. Okay, that's fine. I'm trying to learn this. There's a lot of things to try to figure out here with the game, and I'm not used to all of this crap things. Alright, let's go back and see if we can do this tutorial part, I guess. So the game wants you to learn how to do perfect parry to make them to inflict more damage. Right. So you can see this guy had 2 green dots under his health bar, and that means I needed to parry him twice to inflict a lot of damage. Oh! Okay, gear is a booster, blah blah blah. Okay, so you can do that whenever you want to do. You can, if you find loot gear in the out here in the world, you can then. Oh right. So this is exterior gear. Oh, I have 1 slot unlocked here. Combo attack enhancement gear. Increases the attack power of the combo attack level, blah blah blah. So this just, yeah, I should just equip this. There's nothing wrong. If I do combos, I can do more damage. So. Yeah, so far the only thing I haven't been able to do is swap the targeted enemy. Again, I've seen more people mentioning that in the Steam forums. That swapping the character that you are targeting is not working. Like if I do this lock on, I can't swap to a different... I can't swap to a different character, unfortunately. So there is a little bit of exploration, but it's not... I think this is pretty linear, right? Linear game. Not gonna be super open world. It feels like it is a good kind of starter game for this type of... for this genre. It's nothing too crazy so far.
By comparison, this city is looking pretty good. After the colony extinction, most places were nothing but dust.
Alright, so that is telling you that you can go up to that place. I'm guessing. Nope. Oh, alright. Right, so the game wants you to use scanning quite a lot. Don't think there's fall damage, doesn't look like it at least. Right, yeah, it feels pretty good, like an accessible hack and slash kind of adventure game. Like this doesn't have like this Souls-like crazy vibe to it so far.
There's a fusion cell. Let's open the car's hood.
Oh, okay.
At least the fusion cell's intact.
Fusion cell?
It's a high-energy compression battery. Thanks to that, Earth's night isn't dark yet.
Oh, it's the previous generation of the Infinity Cell.
Be sure to keep that. It's very valuable.
Alright, let me just do this now. I think we've seen that the performance is like, so let's do that. Turn it off and just go for a little bit more of the just pure gameplay here now. Let's see what's gonna happen. But this feels pretty good, pretty interesting. I don't think this is on Game Pass, unfortunately, because I don't think I would like to spend 70 euros on it for myself. Maybe if it gets on sale, it would be really fun to try.
Damn. It's a trap.
I couldn't move, man. I couldn't move. Okay, so you have checkpoints also. But yeah, that was quite annoying. I just could not move at all. What? The one thing that I have a little bit of a problem with games like this is that when they are very beautiful, very lots of flashy things, it actually makes it a little bit more difficult to tell for me personally when I should block and attack and stuff like that. I would like if it would be yeah, maybe that's just me. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just me, but it's like trying to tell when I should block or when I can attack. It's a little bit I don't know. It doesn't. Some games, you know, you always has this kind of huge flash when you're supposed to do parry and stuff, and that's not what you want to do. But I feel in this game, for me, oh, I don't have the passcode, right? Nope. But yeah, I feel that for this game, it's a little bit... Hello? Right, so I don't have any... Oh, investigate. I don't have a... When the enemies are doing their attack, it's a little bit hard for me to tell when I can... When I really should be attacking. I really wish the game could be a little bit clearer with signaling. Like, I want... That's the same for the boss. It was really difficult for me to tell when is that like attack coming. It's so much flashiness and going, and they're moving, your character's moving, everything's moving, and then yeah, I really wish it could be a little bit more clearer to like when and how is the attack being happening. Other than that, I think the combat is pretty fun. But I really would like it. Oh, oops. Huh? Oh, I don't have a... I guess I can't open that. I would like definitely a lot more clearer indication on when the hell the attack is happening. Right, you can skip this one, okay. Move! What the... Ah! Well, I'm gonna need that. Okay, that didn't work. That didn't work. Okay. I was trying to press the dodge, but it feels like you have to press the dodge pretty early, much earlier than I would like. And let me guess, we have to do this tiny boss fight and then the big boss fight again. Yep. Annoying. So, what? Okay, I did not lock on. I didn't even lock onto that freaking enemy.
We're in the clear.
Yeah,
Where
it
do we go
definitely...
now?
I don't know, it feels like the combat is gonna take a little bit of time to get used for
There are
me.
traces of markers left behind by the Legion.
Because you have to kind of dodge and block a little bit earlier than I'm, you know, feel I wanna do.
May your memories live on. Forever.
Okay, that's nice. So you have a little bit of side exploration going on. Yeah, this seems definitely very interesting. I would love to get into this game more, but I'm not gonna commit to 70 euros for this game. But if it comes on Game Pass or on a sale, I would definitely want to do more. Even though I'm, you know, not doing good combat-wise, I feel I just need to get into the vibe, build some muscle memory and stuff. I can, because I love the world atmosphere of it. I just need to just get the kind of get some of the. I want to check this first. I guess we need to get some of the combat thing clicking, but I think I can do that. We are about to stop. I think I'm gonna do another video. Oh no, okay, so that's from a different side. But I'm gonna do another video, and then I will just be like playing, not like trying to talk about, you know, that I think the visuals are really great, the performance and stuff like that. We're not gonna discuss audio. Whoop, okay. Audio or anything like that. Oh, you could go more up. Yeah, I do want to do another video where I only play. When I only try to focus on exploring and focus on trying to get better at the combat. I don't know how much gameplay you have in the demo. It's a good chunk of the demos, though. Okay, there is fall damage. Alright. Oh, this is a bad checkpoint. Wow. Okay. Okay, good. I was a bit afraid that it wouldn't check. That it would not have checkpoint the fight. But okay, the checkpoint is after the fight is done. Do I have to pick this one up again? I wonder what is gonna be checkpointed. Right, so it looks like that is checkpointed. That I got the beta core thing there. Okay, that's good. It would be nice if I could find another... let's see if I can quickly go to the next checkpoint. There we go. Let's just continue this way. I feel that this scanning is something that might be feeling a little bit unnecessary for me. Okay, so this is... hopefully it saved the stuff I got up top also. But yeah, let's see if we can... if I can find my way to the next checkpoints, okay? Bit of a lore thing. Location. Silent Street Pharmacy. Okay, I don't know where that is.
The memory stick still has the security code registered. It also has record of a message log.
Scan complete.
Hello? That seems... Okay, I was wondering a little bit if this thing that I got, if that is... Yeah, I was wondering if it was gonna be... Okay, not... You had like this door. Where was it? There was a door back here, right? Oh, we also have the passcode to that one. But yeah. So this is 209 Street, so it's not this one. Right? So you have the data bank here, right? Passcode, so this one. 807 Silent Street Pharmacy. Yeah, okay. I don't know where that one is exactly. Right, that mother beeper. Right, because the game really wants you to use this so that you see enemies before they attack. Right, I don't think this is the passcode, right? Well, it does say 87th Street, so it could be this one. Do we have the hint? No. Okay. I can't see the hint here, so I'm guessing that we don't have the passcode for this one. Okay, I just wanted to double check. Alright, let's quickly run for maybe 5 more 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to get to the save point, and then I'm gonna do another video and maybe finishing the demo. I don't know how long the demo is or anything like that. I don't remember. If it's very short, maybe there won't be another video. But yeah, this seems very interesting, but it's not 70 euros interesting for me. Pretty accessible, but something with the fights hasn't been instantly clicking with me. The world I love.
You have to cross here. You see the ladder behind me?
The world, the music, you know, really nice.
I can't reach the ladder. The water level is too low.
Try using the plank.
Can I grab the plank? Okay, this game has some weird moments when the momentum just stops. It happens in fight and stuff. Try using the plank. Right, but there's no interaction or anything. What? I'm pressing... Yeah, thank you, game. This is not feeling good. This is very weird. Okay, I got pushed underwater there. Can I... Okay, let's go here. We dive. Holy... Thank you. Wow, that was Yankee. This is... Holy mother of Yankiness. Oof. And again, it would be nice to be able to change the FOV. It's kind of pushes in a little bit too much sometimes. Okay, so we have some kind of lore thing going on there. I wanted to grab. And this freaking checkpoint system. Are you kidding me? Right, can I get to a save point? It is a bit unfortunate that a little bit more, the more I play, the more like weird jankiness is popping up. And now I got a better spawning point. Thank you. Yeah, there is there is yankiness going on here, unfortunately. It's a lot of good things, but also a lot of things that just doesn't feel the best. And this is a bit weird. Use the plank. Right. Right, so can I interact with the plank or... No. Oh, I don't know, something is wrong with the water physics. This is not working at all. Why? I can't even tell where I am. It's glowing there. It's telling me use the plank. Jesus, this is bad. Holy crap. The swimming is terrible. Okay, do I need to go this way? Because I can't get up another way. Let's try this again. This is a really annoying checkpoint, though. Right, I wanted to jump onto that one. For the love of God, game, what is your problem? Please take me to the next checkpoint. This is weird. It feels really weird. Yeah, this is nowhere close to me paying 70 for this. This is now starting to annoy me. I'm good that we got to this point. The combat, you know, everything has been something I felt, hey, I'm bad at the combat, I can get better. This is the game's fault. This is terrible. Something is messed up with this game. It is not working. Again, I can't push anything. Like, I'm trying to push, like, they said something, use the plank, right? So I try to push the plank. Try to push a plank to maybe climb onto. That doesn't work. Like, I can't interact with the plank. They can only push it, you know, by physically swimming into it. I can't use the plank here to, like, climb up. It doesn't work. And I get constantly pushed underwater and my viewpoint just swaps. Super weird. So my next thing is, obviously we go this way. No, we use the game, you know, we want to scan thing. We want to use this because none of the planks are being highlighted. Right, so I'm thinking maybe we have to go this way. Right, and this works fine. This, you know, good. Perfectly fine. Perfect, works fine. But then we come to this section. If I jump, I miss. If I don't jump, I miss. That is not good. Did you see that? I jumped way past this bar and then just got pulled back. That is not good. Okay, that worked. I don't know if this is the way to do it. It is really weird because it told me about using the plank. Okay, I don't know. It's a save point. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna come back to another... video. But this last part here, holy crap, went terrible. Felt so bad. Right, so let's end here, right? Let's just talk quickly about it. What's good and what's bad. I really like the visual style. The HDR looks good here. It looks visually very nice. Animations are fluid and good. Story seems... It seems good to me, you know, so far. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary. Nothing too bad. Has some interesting with how the game starts up. Which is nice. When we come to audio, I think that music is good. But something when we come to combat lacks some kind of low-end punch or oomph to it here. It's a little bit thin. When it isn't, not just... doesn't have... to me personally, the kind of epicness, something that I don't know what it is, if it is the audio mix or what's going on. But yeah, but voice acting definitely feel real nice here. And gameplay so far, I can see that it's gonna be input heavy, right? But so far the inputs have felt very easy to get into. Nothing too outrageous with that. And gameplay wise, it seems like this game is linear. Like, you have side areas you can go to, but so far I haven't watched, you know, that much of this game. I don't know how true it is, but from the beginning here what you get is that it is a linear path with like side areas and you can explore a little bit, and I like that. I'm not the like Nier Automata is a game I want to try. I've done a let's try, but I want to play as like stream, and that feel is way more open. This feels is a little bit more cramped down, and I don't mind that experience. It's not like Bayonetta that I feel is like very linear game, right? You have a little bit areas, a little bit exploration, and it feels good, it feels nice. With how the passcode hint thing, I think you could have... It could have been done better when you press the Y for hint. It could have just opened... Like, you should have just been able to check in your inventory that, hey, I have found this, this is what it is, and then you could just... Instead of having it just faintly appearing and then you have to quickly put it in, or, you know, press hint again to make it faintly appear. Just make it a static that, hey, we found this, this is the passcode. Yeah, it just doesn't need to be that way. How skills and everything seems to be alright-ish. You know, nothing too crazy so far. Save points. It might be a little bit far away until you get good at the game here. Again, combat is not coming when you know, I'm not used to playing a lot of games like this 3D kind of action RPG, Souls-like or whatever. This is not really Souls-like, but not a lot of this hack and slash kind of action games like this. And I feel the combat is accessible, but also at the same time it's not as accessible as it could have been, because again, if you want to do the block, you have to wait for your attack to finish, and when you want to do the perfect dodge, you have to do it way quicker, because I'm guessing that you have to wait for your character to start doing the dodge before it happens. So it's like, I wish it was more like, as soon as I press my block ability, it would cancel my action and just do the block. It would feel snappier, and with the dodge, it would be nicer if I could dodge later and not like have to do that so early. And this is probably something that might be more or less me problem, right? I feel that the enemies could be clearer with like visually telling me, now I'm doing attack that you could, you know, that I can block. It's yeah, because sometimes I'm just attacking them and they kind of look like they are staggering around, and then they suddenly just shoof without me like getting a good visual cue for it. And the more enemies, the more action and more effects and stuff happening, the more of a challenge that is. So that is going to be the biggest problem from a combat standpoint. For me, the biggest problem is just going to be visually to tell when to block, and maybe if I need to hold block, or because sometimes when I do multiple attacks, I'm not sure yet if I need to just hold the block or if I have to let go of the block and block again, because the block has a little bit of a wind-up time. Again, if it was more snappier, it just would feel better to me personally. But that's gonna be the biggest thing, but it's something I feel like probably I can build muscle memory and I can get into that. The biggest problem is definitely that just moving around in the world, having to like, I feel I have to scan so freaking often that is a bit annoying to me, to just see where I can climb, what, and like having to use scanning to spot an enemy hiding, ambushing me from a corner. It gets a bit annoying to me, that part. And then that we have here with the swimming and jumping part, some of the platforming just is so very janky. Like, I was swimming and my character is swimming to the left of the screen and my control stick is pointing straight down at me. I'm just pushing down at me and my character is swimming left. And sometimes my character just is stuck. I just have to like swivel around, press all the buttons I can, and they just so frustratingly and weird and just crazy. And then again, I don't know if I did it the right way, because the hint, you know, the robot there tells me, hey, use a plank to get up the ladder, but that just did not work. I could not interact to move any of the planks. I could not, there was no prompt to stand off any of the planks. I don't know what I did wrong there. If I can, I think I've seen someone a year ago playing the demo or maybe the full game, using the plank, getting up on the plank and going to the ladder. It just couldn't do that for me. I couldn't, I don't even think I saw any button prompt. Just weird. But then I did this side path, and you could see when trying to do that, can I jump? Like, it looks like you should just run off the edge, but you have to press jump because Eve will stop. It will not just let you run off any ledge. She stops, and then you have to press like an action. And the problem was with the jump, I tried to time it, you know, visually trying to hit the bar, but every time I did that, my jump was too short and I'm just like dead. And then we have the super bad automatic checkpoint far off. The way to do it is that you had to jump past the bar, and then the game just whoosh. Yes, that is so Yankee. So yeah, I'm gonna do another video because it is a lot of interesting thing. I want to see a little bit more of the combat. I want to see if there's going to be less yank or more yank with platforming. But this is not a game that for 70 euros I would dive into, me personally. And I love it that I could try this demo, because performance-wise it has been great for me and everything. But yeah, it's the combat that I'm curious to see if I can build a little bit more muscle memory and get better at that. That's a me thing, right? And then I want to see if just the environment moving around, if that is going to be less or more yankiness. Because the rest of the games are very, very interesting to me. Very, you know, looks really fun and cool. So I'm gonna be playing more of this game. It might be a video, hopefully, if it is enough content left for me. To show more of this demo. It's just like Bayonetta and everything. I feel those games are really cool, but Bayonetta I couldn't get into because of it felt too chaotic and too just mashing for me. And this, you know, or I couldn't get in for a different reason, but I can see why people, you know, that don't have those problems, that the combat just kind of works, or they work it and they don't experience the same weird traversing jankiness that, you know, and are more into these games, that they really like these games. I think it is you know, feels really good. But yeah, 70 euros is not what would happen for me. This is to take, since I only had, you have a demo, so I love that, but for me to get into this I would probably, you know, be more around the 30 euro mark. Or if it were on Game Pass, I would, hell yeah, I would have been very curious to dive into it and give it a good solid several hours to see how it would turn out. But check this one out yourselves, coming the 12th of June 2025. This video should hopefully be up, and if you're curious, hopefully the demo stays up until and after the launch, so you can see if it runs good on your computer, if you like the combat feel and stuff like that, and so that you can get a feel for the game. And if you think it is worth the price tag for you, that is gonna be your decision to make. Me, it's not the 70 euro kind of like I gotta get that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna stop here. It was a really fun, nice playthrough, so feel free to follow or check back to my channel if you don't want to miss me trying demos and games and video related stuff. And if you want to see me stream games, that's gonna be on twitch.tv/Halkenstrong, and feel free to leave a comment and like if you want to do that. If nothing else, you know, have a good morning, day, evening or night or whatever, and bye for this time.